Hey man, this is DJ Stu. My countdown always does that to me. I don't know what's going on, but it will just stop when it gets ready. That being said, I have an exciting show for you today. Do you want to know how to gain 1,000 followers on Instagram within a week? Guess what? I want to know that too. It is your show today. If you're looking to grow your Instagram, guess what? You're in the right place. I have a great show coming up, and I don't want you to miss it. But of course, I always have to tell you a couple of things. If you would like to be a part of our streaming partnership program, if you would like to be a streamer on OneStream Live just like me, all you have to do is send one of your social media platforms where you feel like you have the most followers, the most likes, all that kind of stuff, to content@onestream.live. Send your information there and they'll contact you, and maybe you can be like me and stream on their platform. That also being said, if you're somebody that loves marketing, you completely understand it, and you also understand that affiliate marketing is the way to go, you can do that with OneStream Live. So I want to show you this really quick. Affiliate program earns 25% recurring commission. Works like this. You send out a link, and with your link, someone buys. So you send it to friends, associates, or something like that, and they buy through your link. Guess what? You will get paid 25% commission. If they get on a recurring, like month to month, you get that month to month. It is really that simple, okay? That being said, I wanted to go over a few things before I got started into what we're going to talk about today. And I'm excited about this one, guys. I just feel like if you want to know, if you really have a desire to be the best at what it is that you're doing, like this particular show today, is going to really be something that you will be able to hang your hat on as something that you know very, very well. I am setting up some things here so that I could do my very best job in making sure that the information is told concisely and the right way so that you could get it going. So that being said, I think I'm ready. Let me pull this off here and let me see. I think I'm ready, guys. Let's do it. I'm going to add this to the stream. Our talking points for the day: Instagram growth hacks, how to gain 1,000 followers in 1 week. Like, this is, let me say this. Oh my goodness. This title is enough for everybody. I am making it hard on myself. You hear me? I mean, this is not going to be easy to do, but it's going to be a step-by-step guide. If you follow what I'm talking about today, guess what? You will be better off. You will be closer to getting your 1,000. I am telling you, though, if you do these things, it's going to help you get there. Okay, believe me or not. And to help me talk about this a little more, I had to bring a little more, what do you call it? Reinforcements. I had to bring some reinforcements. So I got Matt here hanging out with me. Matt, how you doing, sir?
I am good, DJ. How are you doing, sir? It has been a minute.
It has been a while, and I thank you for coming on and hanging out with me. I need you to do me a favor. I do hear an echo from me to you.
Okay.
I'm not sure where that comes from.
Let me check this here. How's about that? Does that sound better?
Let me see here. Yeah, it's still coming back to me.
Okay. Maybe a little bit. I've been having issues with audio, so I do apologize.
No worries. That's a part of it. Like, we're all trying to learn, but Matt is here to help me out today.
Yeah. So, is that better at all? Getting any better?
I think that's it. We got it.
All right. Good deal.
We got it. So while we were doing that, of course, as you could tell, man, I'm going through all these new templates that you could do with OneStream Live. I just think they're really, really cool. All the new templates they have laid out for us. And I just like playing with them. That's all it is. That's all it is.
No, that's okay.
I really like the circles. You know,
yeah.
If I get in the right place, it's really, really cool.
That's why you need one of these. You need one of these things that you can just adjust on the fly. So
I like it.
I can change my camera angles and
So
You're welcome.
before people get mad at us, Matt, while we're working with the features and stuff,
Playing around.
yeah, while we're playing around here, let's jump right into it.
Yes,
Okay. And I'm gonna drive a little bit today and get as we
please do.
go on, I'll get your feedback as well, because I know you know a lot about this as well. That being said, the first thing I really want to start with is the understanding that the importance of followers. Don't get it twisted. People want followers on Instagram. All right. Having a strong Instagram presence can open up numerous opportunities from brand collaborations to personal branding. So if you have a business, if you just downright want to be known, like Instagram will help you be able to do that outside of your own community. You can also, Instagram continues to be one of the most influential social media platforms. Staying ahead of your follower count can give you a significant edge. That edge is just being part of the people that's in the cool group. You can say what you want to say about it. Being in an influencer on Instagram can lead to those brand deals and brand collaborations, which equals money in your pocket. So having 1,000 followers, if you have less than that, guys, I want you to stick to what we're saying today. It will make a difference. First of all, the first things first, Matt, you have to optimize your profile.
So what does that? Yeah, I was about to say, what does that mean to you, DJ Strick?
So the first thing I want people to understand is first impressions are first impressions, right?
Yes.
So if you have a great profile picture, let's just start with the picture. It goes a long way. Okay? That picture goes a long way to what people are looking for when they are looking at you. And if you have a good one, great. You're far, far ahead than a lot of people. And if you have a bad one, I'm going to tell you, people are just going to keep going.
Yes.
They want to keep going. So, and don't, yes, people look also, Matt, at the bio. What is your bio saying? At one point, you know, I still think this is true. You're only with Instagram, you're limited with how many words you're able to use in your bio and how many links you have there. It's important. Like there are companies that were actually made to help you have one link.
Yes.
And that link leads you people to several different places.
Mhm.
So getting a link that can lead them to several different places. What the popular one that everybody knows is Linktree. I use one from Buy Me a Coffee is BioLink. So the BioLink, it has all my links inside of it, and it has analytics of who clicked it and all that other kind of stuff.
Yep.
Optimizing your profile, those are things that I'm thinking about off the top of my head. Matt, what are you thinking?
Well, so you touched on some really good ones. Obviously, your picture, your photo, right? Your primary photo,
Right.
and that's going to differ between what your, I guess, what your end goal is with your profile, right? So if you're a business, you should be leading off the image that you should be putting face first is the business logo, something that's going to give brand recognition when people see it across the Instagram profile, your Facebook profile, all your other social media profiles, as well as your website. So you need to start when it comes to stuff like that. It all comes down to your focus. So if you're a business, use your logo, your business logo or your brand. If you are a creator or a solopreneur, get a professional headshot done, like very much like the one that you have on your background right there, DJ Strick. That right you. You can tell that is a professionally done and staged shot. Why?
Right.
Because that's what these guys do. They bring out the best in your photogenic nature, right? So get that done. Then you said something about your bio. You do only have so many characters. And I think depending upon the type of profile that you have, that differs. You might have a little bit more if you're a business profile versus if you're an individual profile. So I'd have to confirm on that because there's been some changes and tweaks, and they're constantly changing things over there.
They are
making things better. So, and then the link you talked about, the one link. Linktree is a big one. That's what a lot of people use. BioLink is another one. I have like 3 different solutions that we use to offer our clients, depending upon how in depth they want to go. Whether they want like fully customizable and fully brandable, link in bio type of pages, or whether they just want some basic off the wall thing that comes, with one of their packages. So there's so many different options out there, and there's some that are even free, but the one thing that I will say is if you are if you are a business, or you are a professional that is using Instagram as an additional means of marketing and getting out there, try and stay away from as many of the free solutions as you possibly can, because most of them come with platform branding associated with
Right.
that. And so it's a subconscious thing in the minds of your consumers or your clients or whoever. If they're not willing to spend a little bit of extra money on making this solely and wholly their own, how much am I going to get from them, really? Like, what's the value of what they bring to me? Does that make sense?
Like that. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I've heard someone say it like this: when you have a free product, especially these products that we're using AI and all this other kind of stuff, you're a part of its model. They're taking all of your information because it's free.
Right.
Once you start paying for it, you get to be a client of those things.
Right.
All right. So their business that they're using all this free content from other people, but you are part of their business model, and they're not. They're going to give you all the things that you need to do. What they call it, pro. Like they'll have a free version, then they have pro. Are you not a professional?
Right.
If you're a business, are you not a professional?
And that's exactly the point I'm getting at. If you're building out this professional profile on Instagram and you really want to start, optimize your profile. This is step one. Okay.
Right.
This is
the first thing.
Right. So visuals matter. And the other thing too that I have found is you get one link, use it wisely. Don't put a link in your Instagram to your Facebook page. Don't put a link in your Instagram profile to your web page. Get something where, even if it's a page on your web page, that you build out multiple links. You can do this yourself. I mean,
I was going to say that, Matt. I mean, it's really not hard.
No. So you can build your own thing. And I don't want to steal your thunder, because, you're.
No, it's the same thing you're going to say. You can say it. I was just going to, I think your idea that you're about to share is better than what I had. So I'll let you share, and I'll just piggyback on that.
Well, I was just going to say, especially if you're a professional and you're building out, it doesn't matter if you're a photographer, if you're a creator and you're building out your own website, you can dedicate a page on your website you can format it to be mobile first, mobile responsive. So it looks just like one of those link in bio pages. You just put a whole bunch of links, and it'll be all branded to your website and your brand already. So there's easy ways to do this, guys. And again, coming back to everything needs to be seamless. You have to kind of think of it. If you're trying to make this become a thing that is consumable, then make it easily consumable for somebody else. If that,
I like it. It makes sense to me. And I think that having a drop down tab on your website that says link, it's no different than having a content page or contact us page. So now you just have a link page that's on your website that people, if they come to your website, they can see all the other links as well. And Matt was right. You want it to be mobile friendly first. So it may not look format wise the best. You make it look as good as you can on the web. But basically, that is the link that you then begin to share in all of your bios. You can use it across. I have it. My bio link is on everything, right? Yeah. It's on everything. It's there. So people could then click that link. I have my ebooks there, 10 ways to monetize YouTube. I have the free offers there from companies that I am collaborating with. I have my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that is in one place. Have subscriptions there. You can subscribe to it. You can subscribe to a newsletter there, and it's all listed down. And you're able to, if it's yours and you are a content creator that likes to do your own graphics, you can make it look really, really cool. And nobody would know the difference, whether it's Linktree, bio links, or anything.
And you know what I like about everything you just said It's easily consumable. It's all in one place. So somebody goes to that one page and everything that they could possibly want to get more information on through you or about you as DJ Strick and the projects and the programs that you're working with, it's all right
there.
there.
So helping you grow, first step is optimizing your profile link. Okay. We want you to be sure about that. We talked a while about this, and it is important. Okay. It just is important for you to be able to figure that piece out. I will tell you this. We are going to take some questions today. So if you're watching this and you do have questions, just put number one, say hello. Let me know that you are there. And number two, put a Q colon in front of your question, and I will get to you. Okay. I have a couple of things here that I want to be sure that I did have questions that kind of got by me. So let me see if I can do this real quick. A couple of things in here. So let's go to this question, Matt. What information matters for a bio that's not something such as affiliate links to something else?
So if I understand the question correctly, it's if I'm not trying to use an affiliate link to some other item or product or something like that. Listen, there's people that have link in bio pages for their own self. It's just, hey, these are the books that I'm reading. Hey, this is a little bit about me. This is, my history. If it's just a personal profile, that might be a little bit much. And at that point, like, you have to kind of decide, like, if you have to know where you're going with this first and foremost, right? Like,
the purpose.
Why do you want 1,000 followers or more? I mean, because are you trying to be a content creator? If you're trying to be a content creator, obviously this is one of the steps that you need to get through, but also you need to understand that part of the thing about being a content creator is some of the anonymity, it's lost intentionally. So you're going to have to put yourself out there more, which means doing things like creating a link in bio, and you're actually going to have to share information about yourself and things that you're into and things that you like and maybe products that you use. And if you're not planning on doing affiliate things, you still use products that you like, anything that you like and would recommend to your friends to buy because you just think it's an awesome product, whether you're earning money off of it or not, share it. Give it a little bit of information about it. There's all kinds of things and ways and reasons why you might use a link in an Instagram profile. So it's
and not only that, your profile, like if they're asking the question, okay, I understand the link or I don't understand the link, but what should I have in my profile altogether? What should my profile say? And I think it is really, really clear. You want to be sure that your profile and the characters that you have available say everything that you are about. Right. Okay. Not only are people watching this, but you want to have keywords inside of that profile as well. If you are a content creator with a potential, with a niche inside of the world of content, photographer, if you are a coach and you're coaching self-help, or if you're teaching people how to do books, I coach books. I teach people how to write books. And your link is to how to contact you. You want to go in depth with who you are. Okay, he said that part. Yeah, you want to go in depth with who you are in that bio. Is no different than a description in my mind. Matt, help me with this. For a YouTube video. Who reads the YouTube videos?
Right.
I say Google reads the YouTube videos. So Instagram is using that bio to also help you be recommended to other people.
Right. So
this is going to help you. This is part of the hack, Matt.
Yeah, and it's so think about it like this. It's your elevator pitch. If you only had 20 seconds to tell somebody who you are and what you're about, that's what needs to be in your bio. So it's gonna take some thought, and it's gonna take, and the thing is it used to be your elevator pitch could be as long as 60 seconds, right? We know that the attention span of the average American these days is going down drastically. So if you can read your bio in 20 seconds or less, that's probably good. But it needs to be as clear, complete, and concise as possible. And so if you wanted to get as much information about who you are and what you are all about and what you stand for and why you're there out as possible, and you need to do it in 20 seconds, that's the information you need to put down.
There you go. I like that. I like that. And we spend a lot of time on optimizing your profile. If
Yes.
you do it and do it right, guess what? We're chopping off that 1,000 followers. Okay. We're chopping off. Now, I'm not telling you that optimizing your profile is going to get you 1,000. If you listen to all of this tonight, we're going to help you get there. All right. The next thing that's there, they see your page. You got a great profile. We want to connect with you. You're inside of this niche. We're interested in this niche. What else do we need from you? You got to have some engaging content. All right. You got to have some engaging content. There's no way of getting around having something that people resonate with. Why is that important? What happens with Instagram? This is similar to a lot of the algorithms. When you post, and I will say right now, Reels is what Instagram is pushing. When you post Reels, those shorts inside of Instagram, they're giving it to just a percentage of your followers. Okay. And then from there, based on how they respond, it is then sent to more people. Okay. If you don't get your own people, I don't care if you're sitting at 100 right now. 100 of your Instagram followers should be, not 100, but a percentage of your Instagram followers should be engaging with that content, watching it, clicking like, something to let Instagram know, and then it shares it with more people. I will tell you this. Right now, when I post on Instagram, I get more people that are not my followers responding to my Reels. But it did take that initial group of followers to kind of get it out to where Instagram was recommending it to more people. Okay.
Yeah, there's I don't know what the breakdown is because they don't make it public, but I do know that there's I've watched and read a number of different interviews from Instagram insiders, Facebook insiders that are working, or Meta insiders that are working on Instagram program and stuff like that. And the reality is they're going to show it to a larger percentage of your followers, people that already are interested in you, or people that are interested in creators that are similar to you based off of, again, that profile information that you're taking care of in step one, right? So, and that's another thing, and it's kind of a tip. Go back and look at people that are similar to you and things of that sort, and don't copy. Use it as a guide. But anyways, going back to this engaging content, if you are, especially with Reels, if you're not having people engaging with your content, they're not going to show it to people that aren't already followers of you or that aren't interested in your specific niche, right? Your niche. So you have to be engaging, and that's kind of you got to draw people in.
That's important.
Yeah, it's 5 seconds. 5 seconds is what you have. And so one of the tricks that people are doing is you make a reel. It's 60 seconds long, 30 seconds long, whatever length you're doing. You get the last 5 to 10 seconds of it. You clip that off in your editor. You move it to the front. Because Reels, they loop, right?
Right.
So you start with the hook, which is technically the end of the video. This is a trick. This is a hack. You start with the end of the video, the last 10 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever it is that reveals the thing at the end of the reel. You put it at the beginning, and then people are going to watch all the way through, and it'll loop back through, and it'll look like it's just a seamless video, and it's just going to repeat the same message over and over again. But you got the end at the beginning, which means people have to watch what it takes to get to that point.
So let me say this, Matt, let me interrupt you.
Yeah.
Matt has just given you at this point a real hack to real engagement. It's called the loop method. Okay. If you figure out how to do this loop method, it's going to change the way you engage with your audience and they engage with you. Now, I would not recommend you doing every video like this,
No.
but doing videos with the loop method will change your engagement, because what happens is people just don't watch it once.
No.
All right. They get tricked into watching it multiple times, which really people can get stuck watching it based on how it loops, which is a technical benefit to you and your watch time.
Right.
All right.
And
So
that's a key. You just said a key thing there too, is watch time. The more people you get to watch, I think it's
longer.
yeah, what is it? What's the threshold though? Is it 70% or 80% of the reel itself is considered an entire watch?
I'm not really sure with Instagram.
Okay.
You got me on that one, but I think that
I
it's
don't know.
definitely more than, I think you're right with the 5 seconds,
Yeah.
but I'm not really sure how much, because they're going to count like the view, but I don't know how much the engagement is over time that they're looking for.
Yeah. So I do know you've got 5 seconds to grab somebody's attention, and hook them in. And that's why you want to use with this method. That's why it's so effective, is it uses the end, the shock and awe, or the answer to the question. It uses at the very beginning. And you're like, well, what do you mean? What does that mean? So then you look, so, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring out the
No,
big
like this is, listen, we're trying to help people get to 1,000. All right.
Yes.
So not only are you creating engaging content, that engaging content, you want to remember a call to action, which is to get them to follow you. Okay. You got to get them to follow you with this engaging content. Some people will watch this and never follow you. So the idea is to create enough buzz, create enough attention to where people will begin to start following you. Okay. So we're knocking down that 1,000. All right. First thing we did was we talked about how you optimize your profile. Now we're talking about content. These two things are going to get you the majority of the way, but we are not stopping, because there's more to talk about. And if you have any questions, again, guys, put them in the comments, because we will get to your questions as well and help you through how all this works. Using Instagram features to your advantage. We've already talked about using Reels to your advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, this is something that Instagram, Matt, they moved from doing photography to doing Reels and being a video first social media platform from pictures, and people fought it and fought it and fought it. They made just stills become videos just because they wanted to put up their own picture. They were just stuck in the fact that this was a photographer's dream. Instagram was to be able to put up their pictures and be able to gain an audience based on the pictures that they made. And it just completely moved away from the photographers. Now the video guys are just having their way with Instagram, and that's still the case. It's still the case. There are things you can do with carousels and all other kind of stuff, but Reels are running Instagram right now, just like YouTube. Everybody is trying to fight with TikTok with making sure they have video shorts.
Yeah.
You want to take advantage of that.
Well, yeah, and I think people saw that. I think these companies saw just the massive success of TikTok and the just almost like addiction to just that constant 15, 20, 30-second video where it's just one after another, and it's so everybody's trying to jump on board, and that's okay, but there's what gets lost in the process is, again, that content, it's shifted from what used to be a photographer's or a photo first platform to now video. And so the entire concept of profile optimization, the carousels, the photo side of it has shifted all to video. So there's a shift in mindset, and all the the changes in the Instagram features, the length of the reels. Some users are getting up to 3 minutes now per reel, depending upon your follower count. So I mean, it's getting what used to be like snippets and extreme short form content is getting to be more, I wouldn't say long form content by any means, not like YouTube, a standard YouTube video, but it's yeah, so it's a lot of it's just staying on top of what's going on in the trends and in being able to move with the times and adjust to the times as they continue to grow.
They also have a feature called highlights, to where
Right.
you're able to basically make categories of your content. Okay,
Yeah.
this is going to be important because of the next thing I'm going to say, Matt. This is going to be important. So again, guys, if you're out here, if you got questions, please be taking notes, because we're trying to get you to 1,000. Man, I don't know why we posted it this way, 1,000 in a week. That is tough. But with this next one, I'm guarantee you're going to get some movement. And it's not, I want to do collaborations yet, because that's going to come.
Yeah.
Okay. Consistency is the key. Okay.
Right.
Being consistent. I'm going to go back to collaborations, but we got a week. If I have a week, Matt, this is what I'm going to tell you to do. And you tell me whether this is a good number for you or what you would tell your clients.
Mm-hmm.
If I have 7 days to get you to 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
This right here is going to be something you just have to do. We talked about Reels. Let me give you a number, and then you can come back to it. Because this is going to be some work. This is not going to be easy.
No.
I need 10 Reels a day.
At least.
10 Reels.
At least. And, the great thing about that, though, is this, right? So how would you, okay, so let me ask you a question. So 10 Reels, does that seem like a lot to you?
Yes, I know for a fact 10 Reels is a lot. Yes.
Okay, so now the next question is why does that seem like a lot?
Based on how I create, it would be difficult for me to create 10 Reels that I thought was engaging, that has the hook, that I'm trying to do the loop method for in 10 different Reels.
So now here's let me shift your paradigm real quick, okay?
Okay.
So now you've got this video right here. Okay, this live stream that we're doing. You could take this live stream, okay? You could chop it up into at least probably 10 Reels with different snippets and nuggets and things of that sort. So all you have to do, in theory, is record a 10 minutes, 5-minute long thing, okay? Because Reels don't have to be super long. They just need to catch people's attention, and they just need to get them to watch them. And so this one, we're talking about how to gain 1,000 followers on Instagram in a week. Do you not think that that's going to be engaging to people? So now you just take some of those super important snippets and you number them, and then using the loop method, we give part of the answer at the very beginning, and they have to watch the rest of it through to the end. And let's say each reel is only 15 to 30 seconds long. We've already covered at least 10 times that in this.
That's right.
Stream. So in an hour, you've got your entire posts for the day. And possibly some
within an hour. You probably got a little more of that. You may have enough for a week if you're using an hour's worth of a live stream, right?
Correct. Right. And so it becomes even easier the more guests you have, or the more information that you're sharing, different types of information, because some of that can be recycled. They can be chopped up and put together. It's no different than remixing a sweet song, taking bits of this and bits of that and putting them together and making something amazing out of it. You can do it all day long with all different parts and pieces. And so there's tools out there that you can pay for to help you do it. But if you got the time and you got the desire and you want to learn it, do it yourself. I think everybody should at least try and do it themselves a few times to see whether it's something that's in their wheelhouse and something that they decide they want to have the time for, or don't have the time for, or the skill set for. But ultimately, the whole point of that was to reshift your paradigm. You can spend 10 minutes recording one video in portrait format, right? With it facing up, just vertical format, 10 minutes, and chop it up into 20 30-second reels, and you've got 20 different Reels that you could use.
I like that, Matt.
there.
That was you're correct. A great way to change my paradigm or my thought process on how difficult it could be because this is exactly what we do with a lot of our long form content. We actually drop it in a program called Opus Clips, and
Yep.
Opus Clips breaks it up and even give us a score on how it thinks it would rank as far as it being viral or not. And I'm saying that because I just want to give people another product or app they could use that uses AI to kind of help you do that. It's called Opus Clips. So check them out, guys, as you are doing this. And the reason why I came up with 10,
Mhm.
there is a guy that produces, his name is Country Wayne.
Okay.
Country Wayne produces a lot of content on social media. So TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And his thing is he's producing within a 2-week time span for the whole month. He's dropping 9 reels a day.
Mhm.
His reels are more drama. They're more like short stories
Yeah.
with a little comedic edge to it. And people basically have followed his story. And he's a multimillionaire based off of his social media. Okay. And he's a comic now,
Awesome.
but he got his, he's making money currently off social media. That being said, if he is making millions of dollars dropping 9 ads or videos a day, I just want to give you one more to kind of help you. What reason why you want to do multiple is because 1 or 2 may not hit.
No.
3 or 4 may not hit.
Mm-mm.
You may have 5 out of 6 or 7. Excuse me, 1 out of 6 or 7. But once
Yeah.
you get to 9 and 10 and you got 3 videos that go viral within a day, guess what, man? You got something.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, that people, you can talk about the algorithm all day long, but the reality is ultimately social media, especially when it comes to going viral, it's all a numbers game.
Right.
Because you got to think of how many hundreds of, yeah, I mean, look at how many hundreds of millions of people there are just in the US alone, 380 million or whatever it is. There's easily 1% of that, which is 3 million people, 3.8 million people. Easily, you got to figure 1% of them are into similar things or are interested in similar things that you might be talking about or going through on your social media platforms. So if only 1% are interested, that's 3.8 million. And let's say 10% of that are actually actively searching at the time. Well, one post at 1/10 of or 10% of 1% of the 380 million, that's 38,000 people, right? 38,000 people.
Right.
38,000, yeah, 38,000 people that might be seeing your post within minutes of it being posted. And that's just a ballpark figure. And I'm not saying that any of that is accurate, but it has to, at some point, it just becomes a numbers game. The more you post, the more likely you are to get seen. One post goes viral, that's all it takes. Literally, that's all it takes. You've got, if you have 1 million people see one post, 1% of those are going to transition over and look more into who you are and follow you. That's 1,000 people right there.
There, right there. And that's 1%.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
that's 10%. That's 1/10 of 1%. Sorry. 1% of a million would be, no, 10,000. 1% of 1 million would be 10,000.
So you're well, okay. You'll be
Yeah.
well above where you're trying to go in that
Right.
case.
Right.
All I'm doing here is going to take you to be very thoughtful. Okay. It's
Mhm.
going to take some work. All right. So we already talked about your profile picture. We working that. And now we're talking about content and being consistent and dropping at least 10 pieces of reels. Okay. All right. 10 pieces of reels that will help you through actually getting noticed. Why did I say 10? Matt, we already talked about this. It only takes 1. All
Yep.
right. But you're giving the system more to be able to use. If you put out one and you're trying to hit the lottery, guess what? You just reduce your chances. If you buy 10 lottery tickets, you're 10x your opportunity with engaging content.
Right.
Okay. I also want to add this, Matt.
Yeah.
I thought about this as we're talking about these the content. If you have a Instagram account and now you're hearing this and you want to do some things differently, you may have to start a new account. Okay. Because I want you to do it the right way, the right profile picture, the right profile name and niche, and then start fresh with the videos.
That's true.
Because if you try to do this and strict, it didn't work, it's not this, but you're in the system pointing a different direction, it's going to be a little harder for Instagram to catch on to what you're doing. So my recommendation, Matt, and tell me what you think about this, is for you to start a new account if you've been working for a while and you want to change.
Yeah. There's actually been there's been a couple things done. They've had a couple people do tests on this just to see, and it's kind of crazy how posting essentially the same content but with a different visual aesthetic. It's like have you ever heard of the checkerboard concept on Instagram?
I haven't.
Seen it? Okay. So Instagram, they have the grid, right? So when you go on your mobile phone, Instagram is a grid of photos when you go to somebody's profile. And so the concept is that every other photo is posted in either black and white. So one is a dark theme and the next one is a light theme. And the third photo is a dark theme and the fourth photo is a light theme. If you're following along with what I'm saying, right?
Gotcha.
Or like, let's say your company has you got two major color schemes and you're doing filters. One might be a teal filter and the other one's an orange filter, and the next one's a teal filter and the other one's an orange filter. And so you alternate these back and forth. And so it creates this checkerboard effect on your actual profile, so that when somebody goes to look at your profile page, it's this unified 2-color checkerboard effect down all of your photos.
Okay.
Right. So they've posted the same content with and without the checkerboard effect. So having an overlay or a color filter on something, and the checkerboard effect, believe it or not, draws more. It gets more followers because it's just that much more aesthetically pleasing.
Wow.
It's crazy. And it's when you talk about starting a new profile, the main reason why you would do that is because it's a fresh start, right?
Right.
You can't necessarily go back and delete all of the stuff that you've done. Although, depending upon how much you've posted, if it's not been that much, you might be able to do that and could start fresh, or do enough consistent posting over the next 7 days to push all that stuff down to where it's almost not visible anymore, and essentially rebrand yourself. But it is easier to start a new profile and just start from scratch. So
right. And Instagram sees you as zero. So I want to do this really, really quick. I know this is not talking about Instagram, but anytime people actually come into your show and say, hey, what are you guys doing? What earpods are each of you wearing? Guess what, Tim? We want to be able to answer that question. I'm not really sure what Matt has on, but I use this product and I'm not really sure if you're going to be able to see it all. Probably not there, but it's DCM-EKA. These are high performance in-ear headphones with high res audio, and it's just ear monitors, what we call them in-ear monitors, and it's very low profile. And if I don't turn my head much, you won't really see it. But you can pick these up on Amazon.
I have something very similar. Mine is ME6 Pro. I have the clear ones, but yeah, they're just they seal off a little bit. They seal off most of the external sound. It's I wouldn't say it's extreme high fidelity. Somebody that's an audiophile probably wouldn't be super happy with the audio that comes out of these, but it eliminates a lot of the lows and it keeps the highs nice and crisp and clean and clear. So it's really, really good for audio, speech audio, back and forth talking interview type of stuff.
So one of the reasons why we use this is because if you have your studio monitors, unlike Zoom, so Zoom has a cancellation feature that they have to where you can have studio speakers in here and you can't hear back and forth. A lot of other programs don't really work well with having audio. So if I'm speaking and if Matt is speaking, Matt's voice actually goes into my microphone and it will come back out of my mic. So to be able to stop that, I don't have any other noise going on in my studio other than me speaking, and I can hear Matt from my ears that stops the echo. That being said, I wanted to answer your question, Tim. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us tonight. A lot of these things as content creators really does make a difference, but I want to be sure that we get these 100 followers on Instagram so we don't miss it. We're talking about being consistent. If we have 7 days to get you 1,000 followers, 1,000 new followers. I've just finished up saying build a new account, but I need 10 reels a day. All right. Based on whatever content or whatever niche that you're in. I need it focused on those niche or niches, and I need it 10 a day. So if I'm doing 10 a day within a week, that's 70. All right. That's 70 reels. So if I have 70 reels, and let's just say out of 70, 10% of that is 7.
Yeah.
And let's just say it was 5%. Let's just go down 5%. So we're talking about 4.5, right?
3.5, yeah.
3.5. 3.5 go viral.
Yeah.
And viral in this point, based on you being a new account, I would say, let's just say 2,000 more views.
I was even going to go higher than that, but yeah, you could that could theoretically, considering the fact that you have essentially no followers and you're starting from scratch, 2,000 views. So
and that's 3 getting 2,000 views, and you got it, but that's not really viral. But there is opportunity if you get one to go, like, let's just say 100K or something.
Yeah. And what's your time threshold? 24 hours
for it to go viral?
Yeah.
You know, with Instagram, it's got to go viral. I want to say within the first 5 hours.
Yeah.
It dies really quick in Instagram.
Because
it just really does.
Constant stacking of content on top of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it really dies really, really quick on Instagram. I just don't know why, but it does. I do have another question here. F&B Lifestyle Vlogs is asking subscribers or views, which one is important for new YouTube content creators? So today we're really focusing on the Instagram part of everything. But when you're talking about new YouTube content creator, you're really looking at views. Subscribers don't really help you at all as a new content creator. Subscribers are there for people that want to get monetized.
Right.
What happens is people want to get monetized so bad that they want to be a part of that program. They start sending out subscriber links to friends and families who automatically are not your niche or not in your niche. And that's going to hurt you down in the long run.
Because they're not generally looking at the content that you're creating elsewhere on YouTube or the internet. So the key thing to remember here when it comes to YouTube, really all video social media platforms is views lead to subscribers or followers or, friends or whatever. So really what you're looking for with all of this stuff is views. More eyeballs you put on your content, the more of a following you're going to build. That's just kind of a generally accepted practice or a generally accepted concept across the board. So focus on getting views and make it engaging. the more engaging it is, the more eyeballs you're going to get on it. And the other thing too, and this is something that it's not so much it is a consistency thing, but it's not with creating content. It's engaging with other people's content.
Oh man, it's in here somewhere, Matt. You're gonna get me, but it's in here.
I'm sorry.
No. Eventually we'll talk about it. So let's just go now to that, because I do think that's important. Let me go back to one I did miss, because this may help.
Yeah, there we go. Collaborate and network. So there's this thing, and it's a weird phenomena, and this is where the engagement. And I don't want to steal your thunder, so I'll say
no. Go ahead.
There is a principle called the principle of reciprocity. Okay, and it's prevalent in pretty much most of human nature, and it's when you do something that is unexpected and unobligated for somebody else, like engaging with or liking, in terms of Instagram, that's going to be hearting their video or their content, and making a comment on one of their posts or reels or whatever. They will automatically, if it's a smaller profile, which those are the types of profiles that you want to engage with, because they're actual people that are actually posting content. They are not gigantic juggernaut, million plus follower people that are just out there gaining as much, people as they can, but not engaging. Right. So you want to find other profiles that are similar, or that talk about similar things, and you want to start engaging with those, liking their content, making a comment on one of their reels, because the principle of reciprocity says they're going to come back and do the same for you, or they're going to at least DM you and say thank you for the comment. I had one the other day. I made a comment on somebody's video and I said, hey man, this is really good information, appreciate you putting it out there. He said, hey, he DM'd me. He said, really appreciate the comment. What is it that you do? How can we link up? Is there something we can do? And it leads to collaboration and networking. And if you want to, the greatest way to grow your audience exponentially is by using somebody else's audience to do so. Does that make sense?
Makes a ton of sense.
I'm, so.
They make it easy for you, Matt. They make it easy for all of us. I would say, so we made it. We've already given you a couple of numbers. I'm going to stay with these numbers, okay? Yeah. So you're dropping 10 videos.
Yep.
And once you drop those 10 videos, you're also finding 5 of the top people on Instagram in your niche.
Yep.
Okay? You make sure that you're following them and that you get notifications when they go live and when they post something new.
Yep.
All right. When they go live, listen, we're trying to do 1,000 in 7 days. This is going to be some work. This is not like you're just freelancing and you can do this is a job. All right. So I'm going to put you to work for 7 days. All right. For 7 days, we're hunkering down and we're finding those 5 people when they post and when they go live, oh my goodness, when they go live, you want to sit in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're going to be in there from the beginning and you want to say hello. You want to figure out some questions. You want to be in there engaging with them. Okay. The live show is going to be about you and them. Mm-hmm. Hear what I'm saying, guys, because people are going to go to your profile and you would have just dropped 10 reels that day.
Yeah.
So there's new content for them to watch. I don't care how many followers you have. Hey, it's a new account. All right. If you're following what I'm saying, it's a new account. It won't be new for long. And if they make a post about something that you like, let me say this. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. Be the first one to comment on it. Have your notifications on. Be the first one to comment on it. And make sure your comment is not just an emoji.
Yeah.
I'm an emoji guy. I put the hands up. I do this all the time. And yes, it's a comment. Yes, it's an emoji. But if you can figure out something to say, man, I think that goes a little further.
Well, another thing too, because you kind of said it with the whole, and this kind of goes back to the whole profile thing. And I wish I would have said it then. And I apologize for jumping back and getting confused. If you're gonna do the 10 reels a day, start a couple days before you actually launch your profile. And the reason I say that is because if you have 30 reels already in
Q.
the, on deck, ready to just fire away when you launch your profile, if you preload it, that's already content. That's backlogs of content. Then people can go back and look at while while they're waiting for your next content to be dropped that day. And so the more of that you have that's relevant and that goes along in the niche that you're working with, the more engagement you're going to get long term on all of your content. So sorry, didn't mean to.
No, I think that's great.
So
I think it's
because
great.
you mentioned the dropping of the 10 reels a day. So, but yeah, as far as like the engagement, when you have somebody that goes live, and I like your concept of the top 5, because anybody that's interested in that niche, if you're looking at the top 5, they're going to go follow that top 5. They're going to be doing the same thing that you're going to do. What are these guys up to today? What do they got? What's the new awesome information they're sharing on this live stream here? So there's that. The other thing though is you want to go with some mid-level creators too, because you're going to get more direct engagement with mid-level creators as well than you will the top ones in your niche, right? So you want to share some information. You go into somebody's niche and you find a couple profiles that have maybe 10,000 followers, 15, 20,000 followers. The thing is, and this is where people this is what we fail to forget, or we fail to remember. Those that can help us grow are not the ones that are at the top of their game. They're the ones that are like just 1 or 2 levels above us in our game. Does that make sense?
It does make sense, man. And let me interrupt you there, because I completely agree with you. It is that one step.
Yep.
Okay, that person that's one step ahead of you that needs to be your best friend in content creation. You need to befriend that person.
Yep.
You want to learn what they know so you can catch up. And hopefully that person is taking steps on their end. And the echo is back for whatever reason, man. But
sorry.
is one step ahead. They'll be going, and you'll always be learning because you're connected to that. I have somebody that's like that. Like they just put out product, right? So I'm thinking, okay, what kind of product could I come up with? Because they are steps ahead of me. Now I have something to look forward to. But because I only have 7 days, that changes it a little bit. After these 7 days, you can slow down a little bit and go to those smaller content creators. And also, the only reason why I'm saying this, those 7 days could be, it's tying my hands a little bit, because Strick, you told us if we do this, we can get these thousands. Now, I will say this. I'm giving you the best tools that I can, and the best information that Matt and I could give you. It is going to be the work that you put into it that will make the difference. All right. So you could do all of these steps and not make engaging content and miss it.
That's going to be the biggest thing. Honestly.
You can do 10 reels that are terrible, which I say 10 terrible reels is better than no reels.
Yeah. Well, content in general is better than no content.
And better than no content. So you just never know who will resonate with it.
Well, and that's the thing, is like there's so many interests varied and wide across this great world of ours that something that you put out is probably going to resonate with somebody, whether it's the type of thing that's going to grow exponentially and massively and like wildfire. That all depends on what you're trying to do.
Right.
But I think you make a really good point. It's like, we can give you all the tools. It's up to you as the creator to do the work. And really, we can't research your niche for you. We can't research your niche for you. We can't decide what content is best and what's going to make you grow the fastest, what's going to grab people's attention. That's on you. Whatever that is. If you're into ornithology, bird watching, like, what what other bird watchers are, what kind of content would you have liked to have seen when you started out? That's a great place to start. you know, so because going back to that whole levels thing, there's somebody that is one step ahead of you, two steps ahead of you, and guess what? There's also people that are one step behind you and two steps behind you that are wanting to get where you're at. So it's it's just this thing.
Let me give you this, Matt. We do have a question that I want to kind of sidebar to for just 1 second because I want to answer these questions. She says, but sir, I was told that Instagram does not monetize videos, reels, content in the same in some countries. Can you kindly shed light into this? No problem. Getting the idea of getting 1,000 followers in 7 days is what we're trying to do with this particular show. When we're talking about being monetized, which I love to talk about monetizations in social media, my go-to is always YouTube. Okay, that's the fundamental fact to building a YouTube channel is it's going to be your best way to monetize your content. But having an Instagram page that does have followers that you have grown more than 1,000. I'm thinking if you had 10,000 followers on Instagram, you're doing really well. And there are ways to monetize your audience with brand deals and also crowdfunding through them. Okay, so it's not Instagram that would be paying you. At one point, they had a creator fund. That creator fund was only lasted a little while, and there's not ways that Instagram pays you for that content. But go viral, and there are going to be people that are going to be calling you.
Oh yeah.
So that's how Instagram still works as a social media platform to get your information out there. Well, if you go viral on Instagram, you want to then take that same reel and put it on TikTok. That same reel is going on Facebook. That same reel is going on YouTube Shorts, but just 60 seconds of it.
Yeah.
So then you're testing it on other platforms that can potentially pay you for it.
Right. Well, and the other thing too with Instagram is probably the #1 marketplace for influencer marketing concepts, right? So that's going to be the place where you're going to I don't know, I guess TikTok may have eclipsed it, but for the longest time it was the #1 marketplace for influencer marketing. So when you're talking about monetizing on Instagram, we're not necessarily talking about Instagram itself, talking about companies paying you to utilize, mention, or market their products, wares, and services in order to do that. So that wouldn't be direct monetization. That would be your brand deals and collaborations like you were talking about. And that's the key to remember with Instagram being slightly different as it is. But the thing is what the reason you want to go grow your Instagram is because not everybody uses TikTok, right? Not everybody goes on YouTube. But almost anybody that you talk to has an Instagram profile, and they can connect with you on Instagram or through Meta, Facebook, right? Because they're the same company. They're two branches of the same company. And so using that influence that you have, that 1,000 followers and more as it continues to grow, makes it easier for you to build that, to build your clout and build your authority in that niche so that you can more easily monetize on other platforms. And so I guess that's another way to say kind of what you had already said, but hopefully it clears it up a little bit. So
I think so. And who's this? It's FMB Lifestyle Vlogs. So thank you so very much for that. And we appreciate the information or the question that you had tonight. That's what we're here to help answer these questions. And it is a lot that's going on. So if you're doing well on YouTube, continue to do it. Instagram definitely has its spot. And what we're doing tonight is helping people take whatever level they're at on Instagram and get 1,000 followers in 7 days, 1 week. I just wish we would have said a month or something, man. I don't know. It's my fault, right?
You know, I almost want to, like, there's a very small part of me that's like, do I have the time? Do I have the time to start a brand new Instagram profile tonight and implement all the things that we're talking about, not utilize any information from any of my other profiles or any of that kind of stuff, brand new, fresh, start putting out content? Can I build 1,000 followers by Monday of next week? I almost want to try it. I really almost
Listen,
want to try it.
and I'm with you 100%. I just, I'm pretty sure that if you make 10 pieces of content in a day and drop them systematically inside of Instagram, you're going to do well. I will almost guarantee you that one of them will get like 2 or 3 views. One of them will get 200 views. And 1 or 2 of them will go viral.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you, like I know the system is going to like, 1 hour is going to kick it out. I don't like that. Another hour is to say, hey, that's pretty cool. And if you do the loop method that you talked about, if you do all 10 of them with that loop method, I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Like you will be really, really shocked.
You can't drop them all at the same time.
They cannot be dropped at the same time. They got to be dropped at different times.
Yeah, so space it out. And the other thing too is you can go online, and I'll have to look at. God, I wish I should have come more prepared, and I'm sorry because I could have given you the link, or I could have sent it in the chat so you could put it up. But there is an actual chart that it's updated yearly as far as best times to post on Instagram. So it's like and it's all 7 days, and there's like multiple times throughout the day where you have the most amount of followers getting on. And most of the time during the week, it's going to be your pre-work and post-work hours. You're going to have a little bit of a spike during the lunch hour. So if you want to get maximum eyeballs, you want to post at like between 7:30 and say 9 Monday through Friday here in the US, and again at like probably 4 to 5:30 p.m. in the US. And then if you have, and then you want to drop a couple midday, you're going to go from say 10:45 to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you can space them out between drop 3 in the morning, drop 4 at lunch, and then another 3 at night, within an hour and a half of each other, every half hour or something like that. And if you follow that thing that we were talking about, where you spend 5 minutes in front of the camera talking about one subject, everything that you drop that day is going to be on the same topic. So people that watched one are more likely to watch the next.
That's right.
The next and the next. So there's another thing for you. It's just, if you keep it all in one line on one day, and then you move to the next topic, tip, or trick the next day, and you're dropping them all kind of along the same schedule,
And we can make it easy. I'm a proponent for AI. So if you're like, hey, this is my niche, this is what I'm talking about, give me 10 points. Whether it's Chad or whoever you want to use, there are ways to get around it. All right. So I definitely want to say shouts out to Gospel Swag for hanging out with us tonight. And he's saying, hey, family, this is really good stuff. And, it's only good because Matt is hanging out with me tonight. And Matt will be hanging out with me next Monday night as well as we do the panel. Yes. Dr. Dre. Okay, so Dr. Dre, I didn't know you do music as well, or whatever, the Gospel Swag. So under his Gospel Swag account. So Dr. Dre is hanging out. I'm calling him Dr. Dre and looking at Pastor Dre. I do apologize. So Pastor Dre, under his Gospel Swag account, he's been hanging out with me for a little while as well, making comments. So Pastor Dre, thank you for hanging out tonight as well. And we're thankful that you're getting some great information out of this. And again, I blame Matt for tonight's show. And Matt will be on with the panel. So we'll have the Streamers Hub panel next week with Erica, with hopefully Harry Big Dog will be able to hang out with us. and
Hey, Joe Shep.
Joe Shep will be hanging out with us. So, guys,
Is Rachel
y'all,
going to be
you
with us again or no?
say that again.
Rachel?
So I'm not sure if Rachel's coming. We're still waiting to hear back from her, but I hope she does because it's been a while since we had her on the show. So let's do this last one, Matt, and see if we can help people with this. Common pitfalls to avoid.
Oh, gosh.
And let me do this.
Yeah.
I want to give you the first one, and then
Okay.
Matt, to give you time to think about which ones you would use.
Yep.
Do not. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that have done it. Do not pay for Instagram followers. All right. Avoid that idea that if I pay for 10,000 followers, that's going to make me look a certain way. It will not.
Yeah.
It won't help you.
That's that one, or it's not so common anymore, but it used to be. They would have these like groups, follow for follow, you know what I mean? And it's not that they cancel each other out, but it's just you follow a whole bunch of people that will follow you one day and then you find out that they unfollow you the next day. And so, and unless you're spending all day on Instagram, you don't have time to go back and unfollow the same people. And it's really just you want organic. You want people that want to follow you because they actually like your content, because they're going to be the ones that are going to engage long term down the road with more content that you produce.
And that's across the board, because this is something I would even say with YouTube. You don't want your family on YouTube. You want YouTube to recommend subscribers. And that way, when they recommend it, they understand who those subscribers are way better than you are. It goes with followers. Let these followers find you. All right. I was going to say this earlier, Matt, and I'm kind of indifferent to it, because depending on what your YouTube channel, your Facebook channel is all about, it may not be a good idea either. However, if you've been using your Facebook page for a longer time, connecting your Facebook followers and friends to your Instagram could help you get to that 1,000 a little quicker as well.
It could. Here's what I would say. Depending upon so if you're talking about a like your personal Facebook profile, is that what you're talking about?
So you want to connect the one that mirrors or closely mirrors. So if it's a business and you got your business page on Facebook, and maybe you've been working that a little longer and you want to transition some of those people over, that.
Yeah. So yes. So if you are working on a Facebook profile that is like a professional style profile, as say you're, I don't know, for lack of a better well, shoot, let's take this, Pastor Dre, right? So Pastor Dre has the church profile, I'm assuming,
Right.
on Facebook. Maybe they even have a Facebook group for church members and followers. If he builds an Instagram page as a creator, let's say, not the church's profile, but the creator profile, it still has to do with his role in the church based on the content that I'm going to assume that he's producing as Pastor Dre.
Okay.
So he would want to link those two together unless the church itself also has an Instagram profile. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So it all depends on, if it's a professional if it's a professional profile that's linked to a business based on that professional's role within the business, you can link those two together. If it's a business profile and a business profile, obviously link those two together. If you're talking about a professional profile on Instagram and a personal profile on Facebook, keep them separate. Because not all of your friends and followers on Facebook want to be involved in what you're doing with on Instagram, especially if one is just your personal profile and the other one is business related. Now, The caveat that I will say to that is this: if you are a solopreneur professional and you're trying to build a following that is, uh, let's say Pastor Dre, he's going to want to post some things that are maybe a little bit more, family friendly, personal, right? Or a realtor. People want to do especially if you're doing this in a business capacity. If you're like a realtor, a real estate agent, or a insurance agent, or something similar to that, a financial coach or a financial planner, people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. That means they need to know you at least on a pseudo personal level,
Right.
to build that knowledge, that likability, and that trust factor. And so they want to see pictures of you out doing things that you like. They want to see you out doing with pictures of you spending time with your family, playing at the park with your dog, intermingled with your professional content. So hopefully, I
Oh,
know
brother,
that's
you were giving some gems right there, sir. Yes, everything. Check the box. I'm telling you, this show is really going to help some people. It may be one of those shows you have to refer to and then go down the list. It's maybe one of those shows we have to chop up, Matt, because this is
I
some
know.
really good stuff that if people will listen, take notes, and then implement
Right.
in what they're doing, man, 1,000 followers in 7 days is a lot.
It's, you
So
know what, though, the more we talk about it, I think it's doable. I think I don't think it's doable for everybody, but I think it's easily doable for the right type of people.
well, let's do this, Matt.
Yeah.
FMB, lifestyle blogs,
Yep.
wants to start a new content creation account. As we advise, can you enlighten me on the kind of content or niche that I could easily draw people to my page?
Okay. So I'll put it to you this way, and I'll be as direct and clear as I possibly can. You're not going to choose the niche or the profile, or you're not going to choose the niche for the profile that you want based on what you want to draw in. You're going to choose the niche based on what you're knowledgeable and passionate about, because that's what's going to convey to your followers and your consumers of your content. That's what's going to get at them on a deeper level, right? It's because that's the thing, is you connect with people on a surface level, but you also, there's that underlying, it's like, man, yeah, I really like what he's saying, and you can tell that he's passionate, and he really understands what he's talking about, and he feels real deeply about this subject. Like, I want to follow him because I just like how he gets into what he's talking about. Does that make sense?
It does.
So you're not going to choose it based on, you're not going to choose a niche based on what you think might be the most viewed niche. You want to choose a niche based on what you can comfortably, knowledgeably, and passionately talk about.
I talk about this all the time, Matt. And I love talking about niche. And I was really trying to find one of my programs where I've talked about it that I can kind of share really, really quickly.
Yeah.
But if I don't find this diagram, I actually got this from Chris Do.
Okay.
Okay. And I really like it. So first thing you want to look at, F&B, you want to look at what is it that you love to do. All right. Where's your heart? Where's your passion? Like, you could do this day in and day out. Okay. This is you. Not only do you love it, but you have a skill based on what you love. Showing people how to do it, talking about it, because this is something you're going to have to talk about over and over and over again. So not only do you love it, you have a skill that you could easily teach about it. And then the third thing is, it is answering a question that someone has or solving somebody's problem.
Yep.
And when you put the love with skill, with answering a question or helping somebody else, we do it in a circle. And I'm sorry I couldn't bring the diagram up for you to see it. But inside of your love, skill, and answering a question and helping somebody else is your personal niche. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people go after what's trendy. I'm not a dancer,
Ebbs and flows.
but I go on TikTok and I do a dance and it goes viral. The only thing people want to see from me is another dance.
Right.
They could care less that I teach content creation. So if I go viral with a dance and then teach content creation, guess what? The virality that I had with people watching that dance was lost. It's zero. It's meaningless.
Because it's irrelevant to what you're actually doing.
And if I don't love dancing, if I can't dance over and I can't come up with new dances over and over again, then it's for naught. Okay? Because I just danced one time.
So I want to go back to, and if I could, FMB lifestyle vlogging or blogging?
Vlogging, blogs, blogs.
So what is he already vlogging about? What are they already vlogging about?
So she just made a comment here. Let's do this. Maybe she's helping us out a little bit. So I just completed my master's program in human resource management, and I thought I could make content on all HRMs. It is all what HRM is all about.
Great.
I think that's great.
That's awesome. There's people that are just getting into human resources that would love to understand what it is that you guys do. I'll tell you this, working for the company that I work for, I didn't understand what HR did, nor did I like how they did it. So maybe there's a lot of opportunity for education there. And I think that's the key is going back to what DJ Strick said was, do you have something that you love or that you're passionate about, right? So number one, love and passion. Number two, skill set. And I would expand that to say skill set or extensive knowledge on a subject. And then the third thing is, can you answer a question or solve a problem? Do you know how many questions people have about human resources management? I would venture to guess probably a good bit. If nothing else, it's like, hey, from an HR standpoint, how would this potential problem be handled? Or if let's take it another direction. You want to teach other people and give them some information basis about what being in human resources management is all about and what the lifestyle is. Do a day in the life. Or like, hey, here's a unique problem that I came across and this is how I handled it. All those types of things are things that you could do for your niche, right? So if you
I call it being a subject matter expert.
Yep, the SME, SME. So that's a great term to use.
So if that is something, number one, you're talking about something you've gone to school for.
Right.
So if you have a master's in there, I'm hoping that there's a love for it. You built a skill, you pay for the skill, right? And it does help people with information. Now, these type of fields or being a subject matter expert in something of business, there comes with a bunch of caveats. All right. So you have to also look the part.
Yes.
You got to be that HR president. I'm just saying.
No,
You can't be you can't be the subject matter expert and don't look the part.
Yeah.
You come in the show and you're like me, you got a t-shirt on and you're trying to teach people about HR. Like you're gonna have to dress up for the camera.
Yeah.
You have to look the part. That caveats to I'm listening to this subject matter expert who knows all about this field, that has certificates and has master's degrees around this. They have to look like the president of my HR company. All right, because
I would say the other option is neat and clean, casual or updressed casual and approachable. But you can't look like me with a beard and a ball cap backwards. Like this I realize I'm on here talking about like Instagram and stuff, and I do marketing and automation and all that kind of stuff for what I do, but it's because I'm passionate about it. But I'm also the guy that if I come to meet you for an automation setup session or consultation, you're gonna find me looking exactly like this. Like it's just how I am.
I'm with you, man. I'm dressed in a t-shirt and jeans most of the time, sir.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
it's based off my field. I'm able to
Right.
get away with it based off the field. I mean, we're in.
Right.
I'm in the media field.
Yeah.
I'm teaching media. I'm doing the back end stuff, so I can be in front of the camera, or I can be setting the camera up.
Right. And I would say I'm almost as comfortable in a button-up shirt, and I'm almost as. Did I mute myself? Can you hear me all right?
No, I can hear you.
Okay. It says my mic is muted, but I'm almost as comfortable in a shirt, a button-up shirt and slacks as I am in shorts and a t-shirt. But I'm still more comfortable in shorts and a t-shirt and a backwards ball cap. But the reality is you don't want to go in looking like a complete and total bum, or somebody that doesn't take care of themselves. So, you don't necessarily have to be in a, I know female, she doesn't have to be in a pantsuit or a skirt and blouse or any of that kind of stuff, but something that is presentable and even casual professional, like a dress down Friday kind of wear might be the type of thing, So,
and I wanted to say that so that we're being thoughtful with the caveats to certain niches that you can pick. All right, because when you're going to be a subject matter expert, you got to be the part, you got to know the information, and you also have to. There's a look that comes along with those type niches.
Right.
That being said, Matt, you've been excellent tonight, man. Thank you for coming on, hanging out with me.
I feel like both of us have been on fire tonight, just with the nuggets and the gems and the, So no, it's always a pleasure, DJ Strick. I love coming on, and I love spitting some knowledge and hopefully answering people's questions and helping them out, giving them some little tidbits and some stuff, tips, tricks, whatever. We're all trying to get better at what we do, and we're all trying. And the reality is we can all learn from each other.
That's true.
Because I'm sure there's things out there that I don't know, practices that I've not come across that work for certain people or certain genres or certain niches that I'm like, hey, that's a great idea. Let's try that next time.
Right.
So, yeah. No, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on, and I look forward to seeing you next week for sure. So
yes, man, it's going to be great next week, and I think it'll be more of this. We'll figure out something to talk about to engage the people. I want to thank Dr. Dre. Thank you, F&B Lifestyles. Thank you, Tim, for coming on. And am I missing somebody? Gospel Swag, who is Pastor Dre. I think I said Dr. Dre again, Pastor Dre. And I thank you guys for coming on and answering questions tonight. And man, doing this to be able to help people is why we are here. Every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are here in the Streamers Hub. And this hub is for you guys. I mean, I know we were talking about Instagram, but it went to talk about other content creating things. Guess what? That's why we're here live, to be able to help you through all of that. So no problems. We want to be able to help. I'm sure we'll have another great time next week. So come on through. Matt, thank you for your time. I'll see you next Monday night, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.